Hello. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm watching one of my favorite kind of videos, my first experience using the NHS by Gloria Ona. Go check out her channel, link down below. So this was 1 year ago. Okay, sounds good. Looks like it was a good experience, or at least a good account of an experience. No thumbs down. Does that make you want to push the thumb down when you see 0? No. Now someone's got to go make this 150 because that's bothering me now. 149. My experience using the NHS. Let's hope it was a good one. I mean, it's like the most interesting subject. I guess I'll just say that. As an American, hearing someone from Europe talk about, or, well, I don't think she's from Europe. She's an immigrant in the UK. Regardless, hearing someone use free healthcare, especially after all the crap some politicians have talked about it here in America, it's fascinating.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria, and if you're new here, you're welcome. Please check out my other videos and please consider subscribing before
Go check out her
you
channel.
leave. So guys, today I want to share my NHS experience with you.
Trying to turn her up.
Something I never really talked about. If you live in the UK, you must have at some point in your life how to go to the doctors, and if you've never used the NHS for any reason, then you're one of the lucky ones.
Oh,
Here in the UK, doctors are referred to.
you're one of the lucky ones if you haven't used it. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I'm strapping in. That's not what I expected her to say.
As GPs, general practitioners, and their offices where you go to see
I mean, of course, if you've never had to go to the doctor, you're lucky in general, just because that means you're healthy. But I don't know. I don't know if she meant that like the NHS was bad or, ooh, now I'm excited.
GPs are called doctor's surgery, which, by the way, no surgeries are performed there. Don't ask me why. It's one of those things that confused me when I first moved to England.
Okay.
Everyone has a GP assigned to them. You can choose to see your assigned GP, or
So you don't get to choose your doctor. That's always a thing you hear over here in America. Oh, you don't get to choose your doctor. You know what? You should get to choose your doctor. To be honest, I don't really care who my doctor is, as long as they went to school.
any other GP. So today's video is not about what goes on with the NHS, the pros and the cons. It's just about me sharing my
all about you.
experiences using the NHS. So a little background story. I moved to the UK on a spouse visa, and as a result, you have to pay an NHS surcharge that is about £1,000 thereabouts. It's non-negotiable. You must pay it.
Damn it! I can't escape paying for health care, even if I go somewhere with free health care. So that's interesting. When you first immigrate there, you just had to pay like $1,000 down. I mean, obviously that makes sense. You shouldn't just be able to immigrate somewhere with free health care and just immediately, boom, take advantage of it without ever having paid into the taxes.
Before proceeding with your application, whether you're granted or not, you have to pay the NHS surcharge. And
Wait, before you're even granted it?
with most non-citizens living in the UK,
Shoot.
we have limited access to the NHS. For example, some treatments are chargeable depending what NHS trust your local hospital falls under. And if your visa expires, and it can take between 3 to 6 months to have your renewal, during that time, access to NHS treatments can be chargeable but not denied. So if you fall ill, you can still get treatment, and they may send you a bill, but they will never turn you away, which is cool.
Technically, that's the same here in America. Like, they cannot deny you treatment if you're dying here in America. Or seriously injured. You'll just be bankrupt. But yeah, like if you can't pay it, they still got to do it. But yeah, I mean, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know exactly what happens. But I guess you go bankrupt and you spend the rest of your life trying to dig yourself out of that hole or something.
I think it's incredible. Luckily for me, I rarely fall ill or need the doctor. But a couple of weeks ago, I was ill and I had to go into hospital, and I ended up
Okay.
spending 3 days in hospital. I
Damn.
must say, NHS is fantastic.
I thought she was going to say it sucked. I was like, oh my God. That would be really a twist to hear. It was horrible. What a horrible experience. I hate free healthcare. But then again, I know that the NHS, from what I've heard, like even people in the UK and stuff complain about a lot of things to do with it, right? Am I right? So, yeah.
And I am very grateful for
I
all
mean, as an American, it sounds amazing. So, yeah, but I do understand it's not some, of course, like with anything, it could be improved, I guess.
that they do. And also, I think the NHS is very stretched. Anyway, I got
Stretched.
to the A&E.
Yeah.
Other people call it the emergency room. Yeah, it was serious. I got to the A&E at about half 8
The A&E, is that what you call it in the UK? What does that stand for?
in the morning, and I finally got attended to at about midday. It was very busy in the A&E. I have the impression it's always busy in the A&E.
It's always busy in the emergency room too here in America.
So yeah, I got attended to, bloods were taken, and I was to be admitted. The nurses and everyone that attended to me were very nice and professional, and that made me feel very comfortable. Whilst on
And the healthcare system generally is very comfortable here in the US too, but yeah, all I'm thinking about is kissing away, flushing down the toilet $2,000 once you get admitted through the emergency room. I actually never have been, but like relatives have been. So yeah,
admission, I had 3 square meals.
and my wife has been. So I know like, dang, it's gonna be a hefty bill, but you know you got to do it.
First,
Obviously.
lunch, and dinner. So they come around, the kitchen staff or the kitchen lady,
Okay.
and then she takes the orders. She, asks you what you want out of the menu of what's to be served that day, which I thought was incredible. Back home in Nigeria, I had never experienced such. I think food is being bought.
Honestly, I want to look at that food just for another second. This is. Oh my God, my neck just. Did you guys hear that? I think I have to go to the NHS. Just broke my neck. If you guys heard that, I'm sorry. What the heck did my neck just do? Anyway, this looks really good. I love gravy. Hospital food is definitely not known for being good here in
I
America.
think food is being bought in hospitals.
But it's not horrible.
Please correct me. Like I said earlier, I rarely go into hospitals, so I'm not quite sure. But
Is the food free? That's an interesting question. Is the food free in the hospital? Because you have to pay for that, of course, here in America as well. You have to pay for the food.
prior to my stay in hospital here, I never knew, they serve meals in hospital. The ward I
Wow.
was in had 6 beds, so technically maximum of 6 patients.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so here in America, if you're admitted into the hospital, unless there's a catastrophe going on where it's like overfilling, you get your own room. And I don't know if, like, this would be a type of place where you go until you get your own room. Like a little hotel room, basically. You would never be, at least that I know of, like with other patients. Well, I say that, but I think there are some rooms that have like 2 patients in them, interestingly. But for the most part, you're alone. It'd be kind of fun. You got
We
some
had
roommates.
A bathroom, a shower, WC, bidet. There was like soaps, toothpaste,
Bidet.
toothbrush, deodorants, and sanitary stuff all available, which was cool. When
You got to pay for all that here in America, too.
I had to do some scans and MRI, I must say that was the
They don't ask you. They just give it to you, and then you'll see it on the bill.
very first time ever I'd done an MRI, where they put you in something like a capsule and it takes 3D images of the area of concern. Everything was done professionally. I was put in a wheelchair and I was pushed about 2 floors.
They'll do that for you here in America, too. Like, anytime you're admitted into the hospital, usually they'll wheel you around, even if it's got nothing to do with your ability to walk. It's kind of weird. but they'll push you either in a wheelchair or on your bed, like around the hospital. I wonder what she's doing. I think there's...
I've got a very big van driving by.
This is hilarious. Hasn't... I love how she kept that part in. Because she's been cutting out, you know, like editing the video somewhat. But she kept that part in.
Put in a wheelchair, and I was pushed about 2 floors using the lift as well, to having the MRI done, and then
The lift, the elevator. Yep.
flew back to my bed. Whilst in hospital, I had to have COVID test done daily. Visiting time was about an hour, and you had to book ahead. And also your visit.
Oh, you had to book ahead. Is that because of COVID? There's some weird visitation rules that were happening during COVID, which I guess it's still around, huh? Is it ever going to end? I guess apparently not. Anyway, but those have mostly subsided now. This was 1 year ago. Yeah, I guess a year ago there would have still been some really stringent visiting rules, like one visitor, only one person can visit, like per day and stuff.
Visitor had
But booking ahead, wow.
to have a COVID test done on every visit.
Oh yeah,
One
wow.
person was allowed, and it had to be the same person all the time. Mine, of course,
That's
was
pretty strict. That's way more strict than here in
my
America.
husband.
During
I see why the NHS in the UK is cherished by British citizens and all. I have relatives in the US, and I know their struggles with the healthcare system in America. We are blessed to have the NHS, and all it stands for. It's not part.
Oh, hold on. Hello, I'm back. While I was getting a new battery, I was thinking about, you know, how she was saying, like, if you're a new immigrant or if your visa expired, you might have to pay for some stuff. I bet you the procedures and medications and stuff, even if you do have to, oh my gosh. Well, let me finish my thought. Even if you do have to pay for them, I bet they're much cheaper. Anyway, apparently this battery's dead too. Give me a moment. Hello. Guys, this might be the most annoying ending to a video ever. I have to leave here in like 5 minutes. I can't wait around for this battery to charge, so let's try to finish this out.
Paid for. It works, and it's incredibly affordable, which makes life easy.
This kind of took a twist. Like at the beginning, I thought she was going to say it was horrible experience, which would have been really weird to hear. But turns out she loves it, which is not surprising as someone from a country without free healthcare. It sounds amazing.
It will be too much pressure spending time in hospital and then coming out only to have a huge bill waiting for you to pay. The stress will only prolong one's recovery. I think it's amazing that you don't have
That would be an interesting study.
to worry about any of that. Some of you may wonder how the NHS is funded. Well, it is paid for through taxation. Everyone pays into it and have access to it.
They just print more money.
This
The
may
government pays for it. They just print more money. No,
create some
that's how America would pay for it.
waiting times. However, if you weigh that against the possibility of paying thousands of pounds out of pocket, then I think it's a good deal. Overall, my experience with the NHS has
It's definitely a good deal because there's no profit takers in the system.
been a positive one. I know many European countries
Imagine
have a
that.
similar system,
Imagine people not profiting off of your illness.
but I've never been there, so I can't really compare. All I can say is that when I desperately needed the NHS, it was there for me. So
Wow,
that is it
what an
for today's
awesome
video,
review.
guys. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. Don't forget the drill: like, share.
Absolutely. Go check out her channel. That was a really great video. And I am just more jealous of the Europeans out there. And look at that. My battery died. But hey, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Not sponsored by Elgato. No signal. Yeah, not sponsored. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.